The approach to singing is mental, but the result is very athletic. So a lot of it is what you think, and then you get the right physical response. Hi, I'm Linda Benanti, and I am a voice teacher. Is to make it so no one has distraction with their voice. You can't be present and in the moment and fully on that journey if you're in any way distracted about a note or a word. You can't have that distraction and be a really good actor. I grew up in McLean, Virginia, and so we didn't go to Broadway shows, we didn't do that, but I was a huge fan of all the MGM musicals. I went to Cincinnati as a voice major, classical music, but I loved acting and singing. So as I progressed, they had begun their musical theater program. I loved it so much, so I transferred from opera and I went into musical theater. I moved into New York with $300 and no place to live. And I was fortunate enough to get cast in as the princess in Call Me Madam. Then I did summer stock and then off-Broadway and got to do some roles I really wanted to do. I did Brigadoon on Broadway as well. So I was on the hunt to find that teacher, and I found him in Keith Davis, and he became my mentor. He is the teacher that literally made me start teaching, and he started me teaching with Lauren Bacall, Gwen Verdon, Anthony Quinn. I think I've done what I think most people do as they're handed something down. You take it, you assimilate it, and then you put your spin on it and you develop it further. What most people don't know about the voice is how difficult it is to develop the instrument, how incredibly athletic it is, how in shape you have to be, how dedicated you have to be, and what a hard worker you have to be to make it look oh so easy. Because at the end of the day, that's what you want. You want your most beautiful, natural, free sound. That's the goal. So you really have to be on your game technically, and when you're doing 8 shows a week, it's exhausting. A typical lesson is the student comes in and we vocalize. The first part of the lesson is all about first warming the instrument up. We warm it up. Then we get into some nitty-gritty. I always know what I need to work on with somebody. The voice is not like a piano that you can get tuned 4 times a year and you're good. The voice changes depending on weather, depending on how much sleep did you get, depending on what you ate, depending on your mood. So you bring a different set of circumstances. So you have to assess where you are and then get that instrument, that voice, to the best place you can before you begin working on material. The last part of the lesson is we work on material. I think the important thing for musical theater is you have to be able to sing everything. You have to have a great legit. You have to be able to belt. Now you've got to sing pop rock. Whoa. And you have to have an amazing mix, because it's the mix where the hugest vocal range is. So my students sing classical music. They sing all musical theater repertoire. They belt. They do everything. Normally, the process for voice teachers are that the students come to you first. But I've had several occasions where I've gotten a call when they did Tap Dance Kid on Broadway. The 2 kids, Alfonso Ribeiro, who ended up on Fresh Prince, he was the little tap dance kid. And so the 2 kids could not handle the vocal material, so they called me in. And I took the kids into my studio and I worked with them this summer prior to the beginning of rehearsals in the fall and got them ready. Anne Hathaway was one of my students when she was in high school out here until she went out to the West Coast. After she had done some movies, she was cast as Lily in Carnival at City Center Encores. So Rob Fisher called me and said, help because it's vocally a very demanding role. It's a lyric coloratura, a lot of cadenzas, some trills, and Annie had been shooting movies. So I worked with her and got her ready, and they didn't have to change any keys. It stayed as is. He was thrilled. No orchestrations had to be changed, and she did a beautiful job. I knew from the beginning I would never be that mom to say, honey, go into show business. I would never do that. But I knew when Laura was 3 weeks old that we were in for it. And I know it's not supposed to work out, that your mom is your teacher. But it worked out really well in our case. And I credit Laura a lot with that. A lot of daughters can only hear so many things from their moms. Relax your jaw could have been one thing too many, but she was wonderful about it. She really was. So I've always been her only voice teacher. Yeah. E, open, E forward. Yeah, and just go, E. You feel where that resonance is?
Yeah.
Okay. The thing I really love about teaching is when I see people really connect to their spirit. There is no distraction. They've done their work, and they go to sing, and I see that they've connected to their spirit and what that does for them. I know what that feels like, and it's to be able to be a part of that, to be able to help somebody to find that and to experience that it's a huge reward.